Anger is one of the most negative emotions in Islam. Islam teaches love, to build ties, to form relationships, to be positive, to not degrade or insult others, and to avoid saying anything that harms people's self-esteem. Islam teaches humanity better than any other religion, which is why it discourages wrath, as anger damages connections and creates divisions between individuals. It affects not just other individuals, but also the furious person's health. Anger is obviously forbidden in Islam since it leads to the worst possible outcomes for those around the angry individual. Anger is a sign of weakness, not power. Anger is not considered a powerful emotion, but true strength resides in absorbing such unpleasant emotions so that they do not have a detrimental impact on others. Anger may be so harmful that it can drive a person to beat another person, instill hatred in partnerships, cause individuals to divorce, and create long-term divisions in relationships. Fury causes a person to lose control. It is similar to alcohol in that it takes over your consciousness, and you only understand what happened after the fury has subsided. You will most likely feel guilty for saying or doing the things you did while in that situation. Controlling one's anger is one of the most important aspects of Islam since it prevents a person from committing other faults that may be motivated by wrath. In the same way that good command over anger leads to many good actions, losing control over rage can lead to harmful deeds. There are apparent negative consequences to anger that inspire persons with a short temper to strive to improve. For example, lack of mental clarity during anger or subsequent remorse for acts and words made when furious. Wrath has an influence on the heart, causing hatred, envy, and happiness. It destroys faith. It is an element of infidelity. It leads to evil. People are divided into 3 categories according to their level of anger. 1. One class have got no anger. 2. One class have got extreme anger. And 3. One class have got moderate anger. This kind of people belong to first class, is undesirable because they lack anger. According to Imam Shafi, he whose anger cannot be aroused is a donkey. If fury is about the next world, it is termed wisdom and patience. And if it is about this world, it is labeled deception, since people believe that anger is the adversary of intelligence and a threat. Excessive rage can be detrimental. If a person becomes excessively upset, they abandon intellect, religion, and divine duty. They subsequently lose their sense of right and wrong, the power of positive thinking, and ultimately, their independence. A wise man once stated, "Wisdom does not remain safe at the time of anger, just as life does not remain safe in a burning fire." Some people are predisposed to become irritated quickly. They are inherently angry. Others are excessively angry out of habit. They claim they will not accept any damage, and those around them will exaggerate a little issue until the individual becomes enraged. This cycle will continue until the person develops the habit of feeling extremely furious. The greatest approach to handle anger is to keep it under check. God invites individuals to stand at this borderline. According to the Prophet, the middle way is the best of all actions, so both extremes must be avoided. This is the straightforward way. God says, "Do not let benevolence keep you from practicing God's religion. He who has no rage is incapable of bearing adversities for the advancement of the soul." Anger that arises at the mention of intellect or religion is excellent. Intellect arouses fury where it is required and calms anger when patience is required. Anger impacts not just the individual, but also the people closest to them and those around them. For some, rage is as controllable as being silent, while for others, it might be the worst thing in the world. Anger is one of many typical human emotions, but a rage of anger can do a lot of damage, so it's crucial to learn how to manage it. Make prayers that Allah helps you overcome your anger. If you feel angry while sitting, rise up. If you feel angry while standing, lie down and constantly change positions. When we are furious, we are tempted to speak a lot. If you succumb to this temptation, you will live to regret it, and the harm you inflict will be difficult to repair. Muslims are instructed to speak clearly or keep mute. Instead of venting your rage, get some useful job done. If you have nothing to do, create wudu. Deviating your thoughts works like magic. Anger is a psychological condition that stems from inner turmoil and a desire for vengeance. And when this irritation turns aggressive, it fuels the flames of rage. A tremendous tumult engulfs the brain, causing the mind and intellect to lose control and become impotent. As a result, such a person becomes blind and deaf to social norms and instruction. People mistake anger for strength, despite the fact that it is a weakness. In reality, it's a spark that starts you on fire, and you subsequently burn others. As a result, the fire causes harm, not just to you but also to others. Although anger is a natural emotion, it has severe consequences for those who allow it to consume them. It harms one's mental health, causing anxiety, melancholy, guilt, frustration, and solitude. Not only does it affect mental health, but it also has a significant influence on physical health, resulting in headaches, eye strains, unsettled stomach, and heart issues, among other things. Furthermore, it has an impact on the entire family and society. When a person feels furious and acts on it, he fuels hatred within himself and among those around him, and as a result, others sever relations with him. The worst-case scenario involves slaughter and mayhem. Above all, that individual displeases Allah by choosing to deviate from the path of righteousness, for which he will endure repercussions until he seeks Allah's forgiveness and kindness. As humans, we experience various emotions that we are unable to regulate. Anger is one of them, and it is also the strongest. Fortunately for us, Allah has instructed us in the Quran how to cope with it. As a result, the Quran is a valuable source of instruction for those seeking to live an Islamic lifestyle. Allah has instructed us to suppress our wrath in all situations, no matter how difficult they are. What higher success can we have than to adore Allah and, as they say, be in His good books? Repressing anger kills a situation that may quickly turn nasty, which is why Allah has recommended it for us. Allah has often urged suppressing wrath and forgiving in the Holy Quran, using instances from His prophets.